Well, here we are. No trees, but we still got lights. I kind of like that down there in the water. Check that out. And that rope light's underwater. There's more of it over there. So yeah, I really like lights in the water. Let's see if those will... When I had the lights out by the big pond with the bridge and the lights on the bridge and in the trees, I had the fan palm trees covered in lights. Oh man, it was so cool. But anyway, pulled out the big chestnut tree today. There we go, how's that? And even got that one on too, but anyway, still got the pond. My work was pretty good on the other side. What I've ascertained is, I don't know, you probably can't see it at nighttime, but that pile of junk on the... Nah, can't see it at night. Where's my light? Right there. See that blue stuff? That's all off the... come on, light. Help us out. That blue stuff is the rubber coating, and it had peeled off on the concrete. So the water's leaching into the concrete and then, you know, going under the slab into the lava underneath it. So it would actually drain down halfway and then stop. It may go down all the way, but I kind of doubt it. It's really going slow at this point. But we'll see in the morning. And hope all the fishies make it down to the deep end. You don't get stuck in the mud. Oh boy. So I gotta get me a sledgehammer to bust that wall out. I'm pretty sure. But maybe not. I'm gonna tap on the cover plates. See if they, you know, pop off. But they are cinder block, and I don't remember if I filled them with concrete or not. I'm pretty sure the front wall is. I probably did, knowing me. I have no idea. We will find out. But the excavation's gonna, oh God, I gotta hire somebody. I gotta call up Rosa and see if she still has that guy. Her helper guy. But that's gonna be some digging. Digging. Now we'll back the trailer up right in there, and you can shovel all the dirt into the trailer, and then I can move it. So, Jan Apps from Australia came by today. That was cool. It's neat to meet, you know, you guys that are on both channels. Soon to be only one channel, except I might do a weekly update on this channel. But yeah, time for changes. I like changes. And by the time I get this pond done, 101 wake and bakes will be over. We only got what? 15, 16 left. I'll definitely have this done before then. I'll have this done before my birthday, that's for sure. I got the big Van Dan orchid out. And I moved some anthuriums and some of those other orchids. So I only got a couple, that one pink orchid that's blooming and one pot of anthuriums left. The rest of that clump is chandelier and blue ginger. And I can just take that and move it over there. Now I got that stupid tank full of water and no fishy in it. But when I went over there to put big fish back in the pond across the street, because my aerator went out, my bubbler died. This sucks, huh? He got a bunch more koi over there. A bunch of babies. So I gotta hurry up and get this before he sells them all. And maybe I should go just pick them out and tell him to put it separate or something. I'll just get 20 of them. $5 a piece when they're babies. Kitty's up there on the ladder. Where are you, kitty? Oh, there you are. There you are. You're on top of the ladder. She loves climbing on top of the ladder. Whenever I bring the ladder out, she likes sitting on top of the ladder. I really like those colored lights on the water. They don't come out very clear in the video, probably because it's moving. Alright, shimmering. So, I think we got all the plates sent to everybody that ordered plates. If anybody else wants them, you go back to the old video and there's a couple of videos of Nani's plates. Obviously I haven't gotten around to making another calendar yet, but I think I should make one of my truck and one of multi-medium art mediums. Huh, kitty? Could do one of onyx as a prelude to the book. I wonder if those that calendar company allows nudity, because one of Onyx's best pictures when he's in the south of France was standing between these two girls at the beach. They weren't naked, but they were topless. He was smiling, grinning from ear to ear between those two women. Me too. Yeah, I bet France isn't like that anymore. With all the immigrants. I bet French women are wearing two pieces now. I wonder if the Booze Beach has a webcam like Kona. Kona's got a couple webcams that, you know, face the water. One at Fish Hut and one at Kona Inn. Hilo has one at the Pacific Tsunami Museum. They have a webcam on Hilo. Yeah. What a trip, what a trip. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of work. Oh, you guys want to see my slippers? Those are my Peter Rabbit Bugs Bunny slippers. So I didn't even watch anything on Butthead Brett. I don't even want to make me ill. The good thing about watching news on YouTube is you don't you don't have to watch the full episode. You can just watch the snippets of it, so you don't have to watch the stupid stories, the personal People magazine stories that they do, you know. It's like, fuck, that's not news. Put that on some editorial show. Save that for your morning show. And just the facts on the news. And they don't give you no news. They don't say shit about that asshole's, you know. Fuck. It's just insane. Alright, so I gotta cut that lychee tree too. I shouldn't have put the Christmas lights in it, but I'm gonna cut off the other end before it gets any taller. I need to go up in that tree and prune it. I do this all the time, but this time I'm gonna really do a hatchet job on it down to the nubs. Because, yeah. Huh, Jasper? You smelling my bunny shoes? Huh? Are you smelling my bunny shoes? What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Yeah, he's my baby boy. What's up, Bubby? Huh? You wanna come over here and lay down? Go around. No, go around. Over here. I don't want you to knock over the tripod trying to squeeze in there. So we had a nice visit today, huh, Jasper? But you were shy, you didn't come out. Zircon and onyx were all over them. Yeah. Yes, they were. funny how they're all barking, 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 barking until we get to the patio. Then they all shut up and they're all like, pet me, pet me, pet me. So yeah, pull those two big giant rocks out. This is like building a pond in reverse. This is really strange. And I'm trying to remember when I built it, how long it took me to build it. But I need to get number 4 sand. There's a lot of it over there, but it's also mixed with ely stones and dirt. So that's kind of hard to reuse what's there. So I gotta scrape and scrape and scrape and scrape. I'm trying to remember if I did this on the slab or if it doesn't look like I did because it looks raised. So I may have like put a sand bed on it, but we'll find out as I deconstruct it with a little tap of the sledgehammer tomorrow. Start peeling off those caps. Pull the rest of the plants out, might as well. Can't see them anyway, right? There's no lights in what little trees are left. Put them on the porch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that's... Huh? Yeah. Hi, Jasper. Let's see if we can find something interesting. There's a papaya tree. It's got all the lights going up to it. Now, I wonder why they don't get clear. I would think that... Alright, let it focus. See if it will sharpen up. There are baby papayas on there. Oh, I know. Maybe I should put my glasses on and maybe it will look sharper. Oh, how about that? No wonder it looks so blurry. So, see that? See the little baby papayas? Yeah, this focuses up really nice. When I have my glasses on, jeez. So let me see, let me look it back in the water what it looked like. Oh, that looks cool. Jeez, I'll leave it just like that. And the bottom down there looks like a little rainbow fire. Is there somebody swimming around in there? There is. There's something swimming in there. What the heck is that? It's probably a bug. What the... It looks like a honeybee. Well, I'd like to help him out, but I don't want to get stung. He's in a highly stressed state right now. He's gonna sting anything that touches it. And besides, he's doing a really good job moving the colored lights around. That's very nice of the bee. What is the bee doing out at nighttime? Wow, that looks really cool. Alright, let me see if I can... let's look up if we can zoom in on the tree back there. What? Up there. Now that's the lychee tree. Let's see how good we can zoom in on that. Oh, very nice. So, that's kind of a trip. Oh, I know. We'll look in the window, because in that way it reflects at the other lights in the garden. That's cool. I like that. Good reflections. So, yeah, that back wall is going to be the center line. So this pond will end up being, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like 11 feet by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, about 11 foot square. Something like that. Now if I could widen that walkway to 4 feet. It's 3 feet now. But if I pull the cap off of those cinder blocks and just float cement in there, I can put the same tiles. That's an idea. I could widen that back thing. Yeah, cool. Well, I did move the tarp, you know, made it a little bit more permanent and secure. We'll see how it does in the rain. We'll see how all this does in the rain. But, yeah. Now see, I'll just be able to take those 2 strings of white lights off in the morning and then pull those trees out, and then tomorrow hang them back over to the post. And it won't change that much tomorrow, except there probably won't be any water. I know I keep saying that, but little by little it's getting closer to that point. May not happen till I figure out the sledgehammer deal, if I even need a sledgehammer or not. Just put on that rock. And a mossy rock. Oh, big noise down the street, having a party. Must be a 49er game. That's crazy. Jasper, you want to go down the street and party with the neighbors? What time is it? Nah, I don't blame you, neither do I. I mean, they're all really nice people and all, but I'm not really into sports. And so a couple of you have been emailing me about, you know, properties and places and sending me I should say I'd go look at something in HPP, but if they're listed and they have pictures like on Clark Realty, like the one sent today, I really don't have to go look at it because I know the area, I know the streets, I know the places, and if they got enough good pictures, I can tell you exactly what it is. like this one particular cabin, they wanted $79,000 for it, which is crazy because it's on a half acre. It's up in Orchid Land Estates, which is not Orchid Land. It's in between. You got smaller lots, because up in higher up, like Hawaiian Acres, they got 3-acre lots, but they're long spaghetti lots, like, acre toe to toe, as opposed to these ones here that are side by side. So and you got to know that the further up the hill you go, the more rain, the more washed out roads, the more prepared you have to be. It's colder up there. You have to think of other things like heat. It's on the island, every foot in elevation you go up, it gets cooler and cooler and cooler. I was at 3,000 feet in Hualoa, and we had to do the Franklin stove every night, to keep that little cabin warm. Down here, there's no heater in the house, and I'm at 153 feet elevation. This is perfect. If you're down by the ocean, it's a lot hotter, and they don't have the dirt, they don't have a lot of things. And if I would be suggesting to people, and they wanted to move to Puna, as how I don't want to see Paradise Park built all the way out in my lifetime, I would, I wouldn't recommend any other place. If there was a place better than here, then I would probably be living there. But there's not. And I have friends that live in all the other subdivisions. And I have lots of friends that live in this subdivision in different areas of it, and it's different. But those of us in the Mango Belt have dirt. And if you have dirt, we have sun and rain. So guess what? and Leilani has fire. But that's the one that we can have in our fire pit. We don't want coming out of the ground. So the 3 elements that you need for thriving, growing food, animals, or whatever, is sun, rain, and dirt. And man, do I have the most. This dirt that I'm pulling out of here, even though it's full of ely stone rocks, I'll be able to sift it, and this will be the most richest potting soil being leached in from fish shit for 10 years. You won't believe it. I just got to make sure I can separate the vegetation from it, or I'll have a whole bunch of volunteers in whatever I'm trying to grow. So yeah, we probably got a couple more years before the planet implodes. Fractal time is coming soon. So, I said I would talk, about neighbors. Yeah, you don't want to buy a house off the internet through a real estate agent, especially Clark Realty. I just had my experience with them next door, and I would not recommend them. They are... I had to threaten them with a lawsuit if they didn't take the pictures of the front of my house off the advertisement for the lots next door, because they just have weeds growing all over the rock wall, and I got nice hibiscus and red tea leaf and stuff in front of my house, and my gate's nicer and all. Lady, you better correct that. Anyway, I wouldn't recommend. I do have one real estate agent I would recommend, Terry Schonenberg. He did my property transfers back in the day, long time ago. He used to send me maps of what lots are empty and which properties are empty. And then I had another friend who was into real estate, and man, I tried to get people to put a group together and buy all the lots that were under $20,000. There was like maybe 5 or 6 of them in the teens, and automatically, if you scooped up everything under 20 grand and there was nothing less than that, nobody was going to list one lower than the 20, because that was the bottom line. You see, because the prices were going up 20, 25, 30, 30, 35, 40. The ones next door went for 55 at the highest. Yeah, it's ridiculous, because now you can get them for 20, 30. But you don't want to buy it off the internet and not go look at it, because it could be full of albesias, and it's going to cost you $20,000 to get rid of all the albesia trees. So it's you know, lots vary, and you don't want to get one that has albesia trees in the lots next to you, unless you plan on getting those lots and cutting those trees. Otherwise, you got to deal with neighbors who have the trees and they don't care, and tree's gonna fall on your house. So going to neighbors, the thing is, you don't want to buy a place without knowing who you're buying next to. You want to meet the neighbors before you sign on the dotted line. It would be a smart idea. So what I recommended is rent first. Rent in the area that you think you want to live, and make friends, talk to people, go to the farmers markets, listen to people, read the local news. But if you're into buying a house, at least 6 months checking things out. You may not even like it here at all, but you know, you're gonna really crash and burn if you move into a house and it's got neighbors on both sides, and you know, one's a crackhead and the other one's who knows what, you know, a burglar, and their garage is full of stolen property. You don't know. That's why you need to do your due diligence. You don't want to move in next to a problem. You want to preferably move into no neighbors at all, and then just wait and see what happens. I mean, some dead-end streets are a choice that a lot of people do, but they rarely get road maintenance as well. So the water level on this, let's start kitty. It's so funny how, you know, the water level is level, but it looks like the whole plane of the water table is leaning back towards the house. Optical illusion. But what are you doing, Jeff? What you smelling? So yeah, that's just my my suggestion. And you know, come with enough money for 6 months rent, make a deal with somebody, and I would even, before I even did a 6-month lease with anybody, I'd rent a B&B. I would B&B hop. You know how cheap B&Bs over here, you can get rooms like 40, 50, 60 bucks. Not in the place that you're actually going to stay, but they're in the neighborhood. You can walk around the neighborhood and talk to people. You know, there's people that walk the streets with their dogs or ride bikes or just, you know, walk and stuff. And you might find a place word of mouth, or they might want to sell. It's like that, you know. It's better to find a place. I would never use a real estate agent, except to do the title search, but you know, you use the title company for that. You don't need a real estate agent. I mean, you can do owner buyer sales here in Hawaii, but it is good to do a title search. It's not that hard. And but you don't want to end up, you know, regretting your move, and you put, you know, sink all your money into it, and uh-oh, that other end of the light went out. I wonder if it leaked and shorted. Well, no, because the other end of it's still on. Oh, but I should, it just probably burned out. So, yeah, I mean, I've had stories and stories upon stories of stupid, shitty neighbors. And not just mine, but friends and neighbors who have their own set of shitty neighbors, you know, from block to block to block. And it's the same old story, you know, and you know, there's no stereotypical kind of shitty neighbor. It's not always locals doing drugs. I mean, Ron, who lived across the street in the Matson container, was a white boy, and he was dumber than rock on all kinds of meds. And you know, when he was off his meds, he was, you know, and then he'd pick up homeless Filipino women off the street and bring them home, and then they'd have their domestic violence stuff. You hear them yelling and screaming 10 o'clock at night, doors slamming, cars peeling out, you know, dogs barking, drama. But he hasn't been there in years, so that place is abandoned. And so just depending on what happens next door, God forbid they're going to come in there with a big old commercial 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story house or some ugly thing. But I'll just plan a whole bunch more stuff. And the backdrop behind the pyramid will be just like the backdrop behind this pond was right here. A wall of vegetation and flowers. And that's, you know, 150 feet from where I'm sitting to the property line in that direction, so. Just have to plant more stuff on that fence line over there. And I can take a whole bunch of this stuff and start doing that, actually. Because it's a very wet, damp place over there and really good for growing. I gotta spread some of these orchids around the property too. Got a lot of them. It's amazing. All started from one. The one with the buds is right above the goat skull on the post there. I didn't check it today. I don't see them. Yelling and screaming down the street, so I'm probably going to go in so I don't have to hear them, because if I have a movie on, I won't be able to hear anything down the street, that's for sure. I think there's probably since they're 49er fans, I think they have big parties down there from time to time. Graduation party. I don't think there's any other holidays going on, so it's got to be beginning of football season or something. Well, that was cool to meet Jan. She might come back over again. She's got a couple of her sisters with her. They'd come over and do a safety check in the afternoon. I don't know if they do, but oh, you see the ginger way over there. Let me see, one line between the two lines right there. Let's see if we can pick it up, that white. Let's see if it'll focus on that. Doesn't look like enough light. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where's my glasses? That looks like it's pretty clear to me. Wow, let's get closer. Wow. Let's see if that'll clear up any. That's pretty amazing for nighttime and for distance. That's ginger. Wow, that's pretty cool. Like the chains, medieval. That's the chain I use to rip the trees out of the ground with. Hook it up to the tractor. Pull it right out. Which loosens up all the dirt, and you just hoe it and shovel it. I haven't pulled the shovel out yet. I'm still hoeing, trying to find the bottom of it. But I guess I'll be doing that tomorrow. Okay, remind me, I gotta go in there and call Rosa. Rosa. I got 3 more packs of purple lights too, so when I get this thing together, I'm gonna redo all the lights. Layers. That purple one way in the back in the center is 25 feet from here. And the tent is up higher now. We'll just see how it catches water. And hope it doesn't rip everything out. I think I put enough holes in it so it'll drain. But I may do some more if I hear it raining, come out and see where it's collecting and poke a hole and let it drain into a bucket. Okay, well. Alright, well. This is like 45 minutes out here, and that looks pretty good right there, huh? That rock looks like a globe itself. It looks like the Earth. And the escalator S on the left. Alright, you guys. Well, have a good evening. We'll see you in the morning. If the wake can bake. Hui ho.